this week covering the U.S. Women's Am. Kay, thanks for talking with us today. Can you give us a little of your background?
I am born and raised in Northern California, and I kind of came to the game late when I was 15, almost 16 years old. And because of that, I got involved in junior golf through the public course I played over in Santa Cruz, kind of started playing in tournaments, wasn't that well known, so I walked on the team at UCLA, surprised everybody by winning a tournament my first year, earned a scholarship after that, and that's the point in time I kind of really grew with my golf game and was fortunate enough towards the end of my years at UCLA to win 2 U.S. Women's Amateur Championships back-to-back in 1986 and 1987. And after that, I turned professional, played on the LPGA Tour for 8, almost 9 years. During the end of that phase, the Golf Channel was coming into existence, and they were looking for commentators that had golf background, that had played the tour, and I gave it a try to see how it was, and I really enjoyed that side of looking at the game from a different angle, and I was sort of struggling as a pro, so it gave me a nice way to segue out of competition and get into TV. And they seemed to be happy with me. I really enjoyed the job, and that's where I've been probably for the last, I guess, 17 years now, working with the Golf Channel.
What are your impressions of the country club and the course? I know you came in today. What are your thoughts?
I love this golf course. I immediately enjoyed it. I actually came in on Monday evening, late in the day, and the players were just about done, so I went out and walked. I initially thought I would just go walk 9 holes to get my first impression of the golf course, and it was so delightful. I just kept walking and walked the whole 18, and I love park-like golf courses where you don't see houses around. I love old school, old style, classic golf courses like this where you have tree-lined fairways. I do enjoy the width of these fairways. It gives you a little bit of negotiating room off the tee. Classic small greens that are tilted where you have to position yourself properly. I think it's a golf course that you would never tire of playing.
We're now midway through the championship with the winners still to be determined by 6 more matches. What advice would you give to these players?
Well, it's funny. I had a friend of mine who plays at UCLA, Annie Galugian. She lost subsequently today, her first match. But she said, what's your mental approach? How did you try to figure out to set yourself up mentally for this long week? Because it is a long week. I mean, 2 rounds of qualifying and all the match play rounds. And if you think about it from start to finish, you can get overwhelmed and think, how do I sustain my energy? How do I stay focused for that amount of time? You can't do that. You have to really think optimally like you do as a golfer, 1 hole at a time, 1 match at a time. And the great thing is you don't have to worry about anybody else on the golf course. All the other matches don't have anything to do with what you're doing. It's just you and your opponent. And that's the wonderful aspect of match play. And one of the neatest things about the amateur, or really any match play tournament, is that as you proceed on and you win, there's nothing better than that final day when you're in the finals and it's just the 2 of you warming up on the practice tee. When you think back early in the week, there were 156 players, lots of commotion, lots of energy, and by the end of the week, just the final 2. And it's really a special place to be. I've really noticed over the years, especially in the last 4 or 5 years, how this championship has become younger and younger. In fact, the beginning of this week, when there were 156 players to start, 75 of them were aged 10 to 19. And then after the cut was made and in match play, I think 38 players were in their teens. So to me, that really shows the strength of the young players and the future of the game, that the bulk of players are teenagers playing in this championship combined with college players. It's very, very rare anymore to see a 35 or 40-year-old make it to match play or even make it to the quarters or semifinals. But in terms of looking how, in a big picture, it's great for the game because there's so many youngsters that are becoming so good so fast. I am completely impressed with this golf club. I'd heard so many people talk about it who were from the greater Ohio area saying what a little gem it was, and their eyes lit up when I told them that I was coming here. But this clubhouse is fabulous. I got a tour of it. It's like 75,000 square feet, and it's just beautiful. I would think if I were a member here, I would be spending every day doing something, whether it was golf related or hanging out by the pool. And I love the outdoor patio area that you have for these beautiful summer nights where you can sit outside and have a nice meal. But I'm a member proudly at the Olympic Club in San Francisco, but this is absolutely gorgeous. I would say that if you're a member here, you would just, pinch yourself, be very lucky.